Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I am Nox and we are continuing our playthrough of Dragon Age Origins. Can I just say, okay, so like I took Masinya's helmet off because I thought, because I thought it would be nice to sort of start the episode off looking at her face, but can I just say, her face it is scaring me. Like, she just stares into your souls. You know what? Maybe it's better if we just, put that helmet right back on. Okay, welcome back. In the last episode we talked to a bunch of companions, but now in this one we are finally getting off to, those conscription treaties and whatnot. But before we do that, I do have a bit of channel business I want to talk about. Language is going to be fun today. But basically, first off, apology if audio is weird once again. I had to, like, reteach myself how to record using OBS, because college has been rough. But that is not actually the channel business I want to talk about. I've been thinking about, while not recording and just sort of in the back of my head, I've been thinking about the channel, and I thought that it might be fun to do like a question in each video, like, you know, sort of about like what's going on, and then like I ask the question, you guys reply in the comment. I don't know. It's this fun little tradition that I saw in another YouTube channel, which I'll mention in the description or whatever. I don't know. But they did that, and I thought it was fun. They do a bit differently, and I thought it was just like sort of, you know, take inspiration from the idea and just sort of like change it up to fit the channel. I don't know. I think it would be fun. But editing Nox will probably give a better description. Because words are not my thing right now. But anyways, I thought that would be just a fun little thing to do. Let me know in the comment, and yeah. let's get back to what we're doing. Which is conscripting people, because I don't believe I had anything else to do in camp. And if I did, that is my bad for forgetting about it. So let us go, and we're gonna taking
Indeed.
our go-to party for the beginning. The party will change a bit. So, as you can see, we got a shitload of places to go. Got a bunch of different places we can go. Masinya's story, and for most of my story, I always go to Lake Calenhad first. This is always a place that I always sort of make my trek instantly to, is Lake Calenhad into the Circle Tower. So that's what we're going to be doing. Yeah, I've never actually, like, I know Alistair's like, let's go to Redcliffe. Masinya does not go to Redcliffe instantly, because she is still thinking according to Dwarven politics. And, you know, Dwarven politics are all about, like, if it doesn't benefit me, it doesn't benefit you. I don't know if Ferelden politics are better than that. I don't know, we never really get that in-depth into Ferelden politics, but she's thinking of this like a Dwarven noble does. And she's like, we are just a bunch of rabble. We're just a rabble of, like, what, 7 people, I think, at this point? No, we're not even that much. 6 people. We're a rabble of 6 people. No one's gonna support us. We don't have the power. No official can support us. But she's like, if we already sort of prep, you know, a little army, maybe that would make our position look better for Arl Eamon to support. Even though technically Arl Eamon's like sick and dying, so it would logically be smart to go there first. We're gonna go to the mages. And I know this has nothing actually to do with the plot. This is like all just headcanoning. But you know what? That's the point of this channel. It's all about the stories of my characters. You know, like doing it according to the role-playing aspect, rather than just the practical min-maxing. Though, min-maxing wise, I think it is still smart to go here first. I don't know. Just because I think it's lower level. Whatever. But we are going to Lake Calenhad docks first. Hopefully that makes sense. Damn. I don't think I've ever actually traveled to Lake Calenhad without getting in a fight. Okay. Oh, sweet. Oh gosh, moment of truth. Normal looking shadows. That's a good thing. Also, isn't there like a oh no. I could have sworn there was a guard that stood somewhere right over here. Maybe that's for a quest. So I don't see the guard here.
Of course.
Can I say it's nice playing Dragon Age again? It's been just long enough since that's his house? I'm telling you straight up, I have always thought that this is just a hill. I never recognized that this is the roof of the inn. That makes a lot more sense now. Okay. I know there's a guard up there at some point. Maybe it's during Sten's quest? Sorry about that abrupt cut. I had to go and do like some family business. I honestly can't remember what I was talking about. Shit, okay. Editor knocks me, will probably try to finish off whatever sentence I was saying earlier. Oh, this episode's gonna be, this is gonna be a fun series, this episode's gonna be a fun one, I can already tell. It's just the amount of cuts we've had. Okay, but as you might see, we got Sammael the Deserter here, which is one of the, no, I don't want to read it. He is one of the Blackstone irregular people that we gotta kill. Yep. Sammael, Lake Calenhad, because he stole guild supplies, yeah. I wonder if I don't think they have, oh. No, I'll just close that, never mind. We were procrastinating on that one. What's up, Sammael the Deserter? I was gonna see if maybe the letter specified anything about these people. I'm fine. That was a lot of codexes and that scares me. Anyways.
Yes?
I'm here on behalf of the Blackstone Irregulars.
Oh? What was this about?
I hear you stole supplies from the guild. I'm pretty sure we're just here to get the supplies. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're just here to get the supplies. I don't think we're supposed to here to bring them in for desertion. I think we're just here to...
Oh, I see. Tauren must have sent you. I refuse to answer to a pawn of Tauren. Come, men, to arms!
Dear me.
Maybe we're supposed to bring them in for desertion now that I'm thinking about it. Either way, we already got powerful swings activated. Damn, that's... I thought I had to activate that every fight. Okay. Well, let's go in with a mighty blow, because I'm feeling petty right now. Shield Wall is good for you. Leliana, let's, he's pulling out a bow, isn't he? So let's do a pinning shot on him. I don't know. I'm just making stuff up right now. And then let's do a Winter Square Asp on you. Okay, so he is a bow boy. Hey, you, Leliana. You do that, and then can you just incapacitate this dude? A bunch of wimps.
You.
Wait, this one's Pommel Strike. I was gonna Pommel Strike him. I'm Pommel. You can still hit him even when he's down. I was gonna Pommel Strike Sammael at the beginning. Instead of Mighty Blow, but I think my attacks... Oh, it was Shield Pop. Why am I not attacking? I don't know if that sentence made sense. My English isn't Englishing right now. Wow. We are just, even my joke about it. Gosh, this is gonna be a fun recording session.
Well,
okay.
right.
So wait, you're telling me that dude was just carrying a whole barrel on him. Like, why were those the guild supplies? Like, you could have just looted them. Okay. Whatever. Huh. We'll not be talking to him just yet.
Why, bless my soul. What's a distinguished personage like yourself doing here?
Killing people. That's the basics of it. I think it's apparent he's not a mage. Like, I know I've like said like I'm a dwarf, so I might not know stuff, but I think she knows a mage when she sees a mage. I was looking to get across the lake to the tower.
Don't hold your breath. No one's been allowed across the lake for days. I'm the ferryman. Leastwise, I used to be. Poor old Kester. Out of a job.
Did you just refer to yourself in like the third person? Okay. Why?
I don't got a clue. They wouldn't tell me. Gregoir just came down and said, "Don't you worry, Kester. We got it all under control, we do." Didn't say nothing else. And then he puts Carroll in charge of my boat. Lissy. Named for my grandmum, she was.
Who's Greagoir? Is something wrong up there? Yeah, who's Greagoir? Greagoir? Am I now just pronouncing it weird? Probably.
He's Knight Commander of the Templars up in the tower. Good man.
Damn it, I was hoping you'd say his name. Is something wrong up at the tower?
I told you, they didn't tell me nothing. And if I know they're mages, I'm better off keeping out of their business. If I had to guess, I'd guess it had to do with magic, but the tower's always got something to do with magic.
This one kind of comes off as whiny, like, but I have to get there, where it's like, I don't know. Can I just, like, swim? Like, in theory, you can just swim. Granted, not in our armor. And obviously, like, swimming's not, like... I'm not saying that, like, Masinya would just be like, oh, I can't get a boat, I'm just gonna swim, but, like, y'all can just swim or just find another boat somewhere. It can't be that hard. How could you not know you live... Yeah, I'm actually okay with this. How could you not know you live close by?
Do I look like a Templar? A mage? Why would they tell me anything?
Yeah, true. Well, thank you for your help.
You're too kind. Your type don't usually give my type the time of day.
Well, you have never met a Bioware player, have you? Or just any video game player, like, for these RPGs. Mage Collective, why is that? Okay.
You're the Grey Warden, aren't you? Exactly who I was hoping to meet. I represent a collective of mages interested in going about their lives without the constant scrutiny of the Chantry.
Okay, so this is a group that you can work with. I worked with them the first time I played this, and I'm just debating if we're gonna work with them again. I don't know, because, like, I bet they're interesting. I didn't really pay attention that much to their quests. I just sort of picked up a quest and just went with it. So I didn't have much of a connection or anything with the mage liaisons, whatever they're called. So yeah, I don't know. I'm sort of torn if I want to work with them, but we'll figure. We'll talk to them a bit more. Isn't that against the Chantry's laws?
We harm no one, I assure you, and we enforce the Chantry's laws among ourselves. All we seek is a life outside of the Templar's shadow. Next to me, and in every major settlement, you will find an inconspicuous sack containing requests from mages all over the land who need the assistance of someone skillful and discreet.
Masinya would take a look at these requests.
Thank you, my friend. We have agents in every major settlement to reward you for work done on behalf of the collective. Make us smile upon you.
I don't know if I want to work with them. So, but they have so many quests, and their quests do, they do increase, like, your level and whatnot. Like, they are good for XP. I don't know. Because I don't know if Masinya would really deal with the Mages Collective, just because, like, the Blackstone are regulars. Sure, because she's like, we need some forces, they're a mercenary group. She's like, okay, I'm down for working with mercenary group. I don't know if she'd work with a bunch of rebel mages. I'm a bit torn on that one. Let me, you know what? I'll just leave it. I'll leave it. It should be here again. We will quick save. How many quick saves can I hold? I can only hold one quick save. You know what? I will... Can I just save here? I can probably just save here. No, we're good, we're good. We quick save. I can come back here. I'm pretty sure I can... Once I go into the tower, I can leave it. At some point. Let me know in the comments if you think we should work with the Mage Collective. Like, I'm just sort of... I don't think Masinya has anything against them. I just don't know if Masinya will work with them. Like, on the one hand, she is all about power, so, you know. She would work with him if it got her power, but on the other hand, I'm like... I don't know. Is it really worth that? Would she really work with them? Let me know in the comments if you think I should work with the Mages Collective. Yeah, we're... Let me know. I can just come back and pick up those quests.
And so I shall.
I was like, I'll go back to that quick save area. I'm going to quick save, like, so soon after a fight or something. I just know it. Shady Patron. Do they say different things?
What are you looking at? Can a man drink in peace?
Leave me alone.
Now, you know, what is one bummer is that you can't find, what's-her-face. They should have what's-her-face here. What is her name? Oh my gosh, I feel terrible. The dwarf. Oh. Farsha? Farsha? It's not Farsha. Oh, what? You know her if you... Whatever her face is. Like, it's a bummer that you can't just... Of course you can. It's a bummer she's not here, so you can talk to her before finding Ogren.
Good day, and welcome to the Spoiled Princess. Is there something I can get for you?
I don't know if any of that made sense. Why is the inn called the Spoiled Princess?
It was my father's idea. He ran the inn before me, and he named it for my sister. She was his little princess. Princess decided the country was too dull for her and moved to Denerim. More glamorous, she said. Well, she was found murdered, robbed of all the trinkets my father bought her with his hard-earned money. My father died of shock and heartbreak. Mother stopped eating, and I got the struggling inn. The name stuck. That's the story.
Okay, so it's my headcanon that is his sister, the Spoiled Princess. Like, I don't know, she's right there. I always think that, and she kind of looks like him. It's always been in my headcanon that that's the Spoiled sister. I like a drink.
Of course. What would you like?
Oh, you're actually a vendor? Well, damn, I did not know that. Trust me, it will be helpful at a certain point. There's a reason I've been buying these. I suppose... Do I need health poultices? Like, I suppose. I don't know. I don't really think I need to buy any. I think I'm fine with health poultices. Do I have flasks? I still have flasks. Yeah, like... I suppose I can buy some. 1 minute. Because that's a 60. All of those is... Yeah, I'm saving money if I just make it myself. Okay, speaking of that, Morrigan.
'Tis you.
Don't sass me. Also, I just noticed that they have like a card game here. It kind of looks like a game of Dungeons and Dragons, just a little. And Checkers had like a child with some sort of card game. You could still hear it. Game features like that, just amazing. Okay. Yeah, you can't. Lorana.
Good day.
Oh, wait, one minute. Alistair.
Here.
Okay, it's just... I thought the chair was glitching. Nah, it's just his electric sword. I've never noticed that, actually. I didn't notice that it had, like, a animation effect like that. That is cool. Okay. Let's get out of here. I could have... Wait, 1 minute. 1 minute. Also, I never actually pay attention to the Calenhad music. That's actually... I kind of like the melody.
Welcome back to the Spoiled Princess. How may I serve you today?
Sorry, yeah, I was wondering if...
Of course. If there's anything I can get you, just let me know.
Oh. I could have sworn that you could ask him about the tower. That's an interesting picture. That's a very interesting picture. Huh. It's sort of gives slight Solus paintings. Not like perfect, just slightly, and I want to say to Winter vibes, but I don't actually remember what to Winter pictures look like. Oh, if only I had like the creation kit thing, I could zoom in on this. Because they got a certain little symbol in their hand. Is that the architect? No. Got the long neck of the architect and Corypheus. I'm probably looking too deep into that picture. Like that one's just simple. It's just Mabari hounds. I'm probably looking too deep into it. Alrighty. Let's go. Like, look at how just wrecked that thing is. Landmark, though. Distinctive landmark others. That must be for the Mabari Hound. I know if you take the Mabari Hound with you, they will find some unique items throughout the world. I really wish, like, the Imperial Highway is such a cool design. And it's so cool, like all the walls and all the remains. I really wish we had some more work done on the Imperial Highway. Because, like, it's such a cool idea of just, like, the ruins of this ancient sort of Roman highway. But I honestly don't think it's given enough justice. And that's fish. Okay. What's up, Carroll? Carroll. I feel like I'm saying it wrong.
You're not looking to get across to the tower, are you? Because I have strict orders not to let anyone pass.
From Greagoir and I seek the assistance of the mages. I could say that. Like, we're gonna have to come clean about what our business is at some point. Yeah, we'll just... I'm a Grey Warden, and I seek the assistance of the mages. Because the mage... As far as I'm aware, like, the mage circles are separated from the kingdom. They kind of do their own thing. They're all Chantry run, which isn't dictated by the kingdom. Though it probably does have affairs with the same thing.
Oh, you're a Grey Warden, are you? Prove it.
Prove it?
Kill some Darkspawn. Come on, let's see some righteous Grey Wardening.
Grey Wardening isn't something you do, it's what you are. There aren't any... Oh, I should have used this. Ah, I know if you show him the scrolls, it leads to some fun dialogue. This is what you are. This feels kind of... feels like it could be taken in a weird way. I know what this will say, because if I say that, then he's going to be like, then why is the Grey Warden here? Grey Wardening isn't something you do, it's what you are. It's so cringe.
Ugh, semantics. Anyway, it was nice chatting with you. Now, on your way, right now, go.
Intimidate? I warn you, my patience is wearing thin. Your superior won't, like, get you given trouble. Can't we work something out? Like, I do love using my intimidation and persuasion just because they're so high, but I think we'd start off with a, can't we work something out?
That dark-eyed temptress over there, surely the tower would be far too dull for her. Because it gets a little lonely out here sometimes, and, you know, you could just leave her with me.
Oh, excellent. I have been hoping for new prey.
Prey?
It will take but a moment. Perhaps you should go aboard the vessel to prepare while we are away. We must row ourselves across. I fear the lad will no longer have the use of his limbs or his eyes once I am done with him.
Huh. Well, maybe I should,
Wonderful. I can sense his terror. Oh, that will make the loving all the sweeter.
So you said you wanted to get across. Maybe we should go now. Right now. Now.
Yes, Morgan. Okay. I remember that being an option somewhere, but I thought I would have to do a couple more hoops. I didn't know that they would just immediately. Sweet. Yeah, let's go.
Come along, I suppose.
This is why we bring Morgan everywhere. And that is a scenic shot that I'll probably use for this thumbnail.
And I want 2 men stationed within sight of the doors at all times. Do not open the doors without my express consent. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
The doors are barred. Are they keeping people out or in?
Now we wait and pray.
You're Greagoir, I assume. I feel like I'm saying his name wrong.
Who are you? I explicitly told Carroll not to bring anyone across the lake. We're dealing with a very delicate situation. You must leave for your own safety.
The mages have an obligation. Darkspawn. No, the mages have an obligation to the Grey Wardens. Actually, we'll go with 2. But I'm here to seek the mages' help to defeat the Darkspawn.
I am weary of the Grey Warden's ceaseless need for men to fight the Darkspawn, but it is their right. You'll find no allies here. The Templars can spare no men, and the mages are indisposed. I shall speak plainly. The tower is no longer under our control. Abominations and demons stalk the tower's halls. The circle is lost. The tower has fallen.
Did he mention demons? Did he actually say demons? Like, I knew that there were demons, but I totally just... I'm not gonna lie, I sort of zoned out during this conversation. Gosh, this video is just this video is gonna be fun. What can I do to help? Demons, you need someone to help. You need someone to fight them. We know what abominations are. Sounds like the Templars haven't been doing their job. Kind of. How did this happen?
We don't know. We saw only demons, hunting Templars and mages alike. I realized we could not defeat them, and told my men to flee.
What can you do to help? Okay. I do like to be... I am a mage supporter, I am pro-mage. But, so with most of the characters I do sort of just attack Greagoir, but Masinya has nothing against Templars. She's traveling with the next Templar. She doesn't know anything about the Templars, really, nor does she care. What can I do to help?
I have sent word to Denerim, calling for reinforcements and the right of annulment.
The right of annulment?
The right of annulment gives Templars the authority to neutralize the Mage Circle. Completely.
The mages are probably already dead. Any abominations remaining in there must be dealt with, no matter what.
This situation is dire. There is no alternative. Everything in the tower must be destroyed so it can be made safe again.
The mages are not defenseless. Some must still live. Right now. The mages are not defenseless. Some might still live.
If any are still alive, the Maker himself has shielded them. No one could have survived those monstrous creatures. It is too painful to hope for survivors and find... nothing.
Wow, Greagoir actually cares about the mages. Okay, because I kind of forgot Greagoir. All I remember really about him is when I his interactions with the mage warden, in which he's kind of the antagonist. So, I don't know, it's kind of interesting to see Greagoir caring about them. I'll look for survivors, but it was you that shut them all in. When did you send word to Denerim?
A while ago, and it worries me. The Civil War has no doubt caused much turmoil. Has the Chantry been caught up in it? I can only guess. Denerim must have received our message. It cannot be much longer.
If I help you deal with the Circle, will you lend me aid? There must be something I can do. There's still so much going on that's unexplained.
I too would like to know how this started.
I will investigate the tower and see what can be done.
You must face and slaughter the abominations to get to the bottom of this. Are you sure you can handle them?
Yeah, we need mages. I noticed there are some options to be like, hey, if I handle this, will you give me your army? I would usually, Masinya probably would say something like that, but I know there are 2 routes with this quest, and I don't want to accidentally trap myself into the wrong route, so I'm just sort of, I don't think any of them do, but just in case they do, I don't want to deal with quick loading or anything, so we're just avoiding that. Abominations cannot stand against me. I have confidence in my abilities.
If you succeed, I would owe you much, enough that I would pledge my Templars to your cause. Without word from Denerim, I must determine our course. Surely destroying Darkspawn is a worthy goal.
It absolutely is. We have an agreement, then.
A word of caution. Once you cross that threshold, there is no turning back. The great doors must remain barred. I will open them for no one until I have proof that it is safe. I will only believe it is over if the first Enchanter stands before me and tells me it is so. If Irving has fallen, then the circle is lost and must be destroyed. May Andraste lend you her courage, whatever you decide.
Does he really lock the doors? I don't remember him locking the doors. I remember being able to waltz out of here once. I'm pretty sure that he doesn't lock the doors. We're gonna quick save just in case. Also, do you have anything else you want to say?
Yes, was there something else you wanted?
He doesn't know how this started. I had a few other questions.
The tower has been quiet for a while. I suppose I have time to answer your questions.
The Templar at the dock seems a little odd. How did you become a Templar? Don't you feel guilty about wanting to slaughter everything? I'm curious about that. But I suppose we can just ask that later. Not the time for this, but don't you feel guilty about wanting to slaughter everything?
Do not misunderstand. I do not want to do this. I do, however, see that the rite of annulment may be necessary. An unprepared village or town would be devastated should even one abomination chance upon it. We cannot allow it. And the mages, if any live, I do not know what they may have become. We may have to kill them to be certain.
Oh, alright. I should go.
May God have mercy on
the Maker is not real. There is no one to have mercy upon you. Religion is a lie. Except, you know, though there is some disputes about, like, a lot of people talk about, like, just the... Oh, couple went. That stays in my party for a while. Though there is a lot of talk about the elven gods, I still do think the Maker might exist.
I wish this were over. We're running low on supplies, and I don't know how much longer we'll last.
Do you need help?
We need the abominations and demons out of this place, if that's what you mean. If you have anything to trade, that would be helpful too.
Alright, let's trade. I don't know if I have anything to trade. Yeah, why am I trading this dude? I know he has nothing to trade. I could maybe buy something off of him. There's another great health poultice. Should I? That hurt. That hurt my soul. Okay. Oh no. I thought this was the one for warriors, and I was like, yes! Not the one for warriors. Damn it, it's so expensive. Andrew's Blight. Who the F gets 106 gold? Oh, dang, that's actually pretty good stats. Okay, when I get 106 gold, remind me to come back here to buy Andrew's Blessing. That's actually pretty good. Unless I get a better thing by then. Now I'm kind of regretting not buying that thing. Anything for you to say?
Have you ever seen an abomination? The sight will haunt me forever.
No, I have not, but I will see plenty of them. However, just in case, we will make a save here. Just in case of Mage Collective. In case of Mage Co. We'll say that. Just in case. Yeah, like. I stand corrected. His judgmental shake of the head. That dude knows we're gonna die. Okay, well, that's a nice sight to see when you first enter the building. Damn it, okay. I said this episode, like, I set a mark that this episode wouldn't be 2 hours, and now I'm like, is it gonna be long? It wouldn't. It shouldn't. It shouldn't. I love how they're all dead. I'm like over here fussing about the length of the episode. Yeah, so as you can see, basically everyone's dead. Don't step on her face. Let's see which of our companions do, though. It would be Morrigan. That's fitting with Morrigan. Apprentice Cowl. Is that any better than what our girl Morrigan has? It's weaker than yours. Yeah. It is an apprentice. I didn't think it was, but just in case. You can... Oh my god, I did not know that that was a thing that you could do. I'm telling y'all. Footlock. Apprentice is footlocker.
As you desire.
Watchguard of the Reaching. You find a few pages. Okay, we'll have to read that. I promise we will be reading the codexes again. I'm just afraid and I'm pushing it off. Alright, and then pilot of belts. Okay. Cool. Hopefully I haven't quieted down. I noticed that...
So, you truly do not believe in any sort of higher power?
It has been bothering you, I see. No, I do not. Must I?
What do you believe happens to you after you die, then? Nothing?
I do not go to sit by the Maker's side, if that's what you mean.
Only those who are worthy are brought to the Maker's side. So many other sad souls are left to wander in the void, hopeless and forever lost.
And what evidence of this have you? I see only spirits, no wandering ghosts of wicked disbelievers.
It must be so sad to look forward to nothing, to feel no love and seek no reward in the afterlife.
Yes, the anguish tears at me so. You have seen through me to my sad, sad core.
Now you're simply mocking me.
You notice? It appears your perceptive powers know no bounds.
Well, interesting. Okay, that is actually a follow-up of a previous conversation that they had, which I think was in the Lothering episode. But I know I made a short for it, but I don't think I ever posted the short because it was actually longer than a minute. So it wasn't a short, it was instead just like a normal video. I'll probably post it now because of that, but it is just a bit weird because it's not a short. Okay. Can't unlock. Interesting, so that's a continuation of their previous conversation. Another one. I did not remember finding Reachguard pages this quickly. There are 3 in this room alone. The spot. Well, okay, we will be reading all of those at the end of this episode. I can promise you that. The only reason why I haven't read them yet is this a conversation point? No. Okay. The only reason I haven't read them yet is just because there are so many of them. I'm kind of afraid.
It's you. No, come no further. Grey Warden or no, I will strike you down where you stand.
I love WYNNE. She's amazing. Oh yeah, we know who WYNNE is. WYNNE, what are you doing here?
I am a mage of the Circle. More importantly, why are you here? The Templars would not let just anyone by.
I thought you were dead. It's like that. It's like the meme where it's Simon, thought you were dead. I say, but terrible. That wasn't even an accent. That was like, no, it's Steven. Oh gosh. Cut that out, Nox. Cut that out. I thought you were dead, WYNNE. I came here seeking the aid of the mages.
And you were told that the Circle was in no shape to help you, I suppose. So why did the Templars let you in? Do they plan to attack the tower now?
Don't worry, the Rite of Annulment has not arrived. No, we'll say, no, they're waiting for reinforcements.
So Greagoir thinks the Circle is beyond hope. He probably assumes we are all dead. They abandoned us to our fate. But even trapped as we are, we have survived. If they invoke the Rite, however, we will not be able to stand against them.
We waste time here when there are abominations to kill. What happened here? Yeah, okay, so what she straight up thought that we just like joined Greagoir to just slaughter all of us. That is interesting. What happened here?
Let it suffice to say that we had something of a revolt on our hands, led by a mage named Uldred. When he returned from the battle at Ostergard, he tried to take over the Circle. As you can see, it didn't work out as he had planned. I don't know what became of Uldred, but I am certain all this is his doing. I will not lose the Circle to one man's pride and stupidity.
Huh. That's a nice line. That's a little foreshadowing. I hope. Assuming I remember everything correctly. So what do you intend? And yet you were sitting here this whole time. So what do you intend?
I erected a barrier over the door leading to the rest of the tower, so nothing from inside could attack the children. You will not be able to enter the tower as long as the barrier holds, but I will dispel it if you join with me to save this circle.
Very well, but the Templars may attack in a moment. No. Very well, I will help you.
Once Greagoir sees that we have made the tower safe, I trust he will tell his men to back down. He is not unreasonable.
So immediately. Oh yeah. Greagoir. Well. Greagoir will only accept if it is the first enchanter. If the first enchanter says so.
Then our path is laid out before us. We must save Irving.
Will the children be safe here?
Petra and Kenan will watch them. If we slay all the fiends we encounter on our way, none will get by to threaten the children.
Very well, if you think that is best.
You want us to assist this preachy schoolmistress to rescue these pathetic excuses for mages? They allow themselves to be corralled like cattle, mindless. Now their masters have chosen death for them, and I say, let them have it.
You know, for a second I was like, is Morrigan not going to say something? I was like, maybe I took the wrong option. Yeah, there it is. You could have been one of them if things were different. Why do you treat the Circle with such scorn?
Look at how they live. Servants of the Chantry. They lack respect for themselves and their own power. Why should I respect them?
I love that WYNNE is not saying something. Like, WYNNE would totally go sassy grandma on Morrigan. Like, she totally would. But she's not right now. Maybe Morrigan's like saying it so only we can hear it, but I don't think she did, seeing as she did like her whole little villain walk around us. Keep your poisonous thoughts to yourself. Everyone deserves respect, even cruel people. Like, damn it, I took the wrong path. Both of them are gonna get both of them are gonna result in disapproval. I can't say perhaps you're right after all, because then WYNNE will attack us. Why should I respect them? Would she probably say something like, everyone deserves respect, Morrigan. To Maleficarum.
Have it your way.
Petra, Kenan, look after the others. I will be back soon.
WYNNE, are you sure you're all right? You were so badly hurt earlier. Maybe I should come along.
The others need your protection more. I will be all right. Stay here with them. Keep them safe and calm.
You know what's a minor character that I'd love to see more of? Petra. Petra she seems interesting, and I'd love to see more of her. Let us be off. We have talked away enough time. Have faith we will not fail. Try not to throw at your back. Now, have faith we won't fail.
Your confidence is refreshing, though you should make sure it does not blind you to your weaknesses. If you are ready, let us go end this.
Okay. And since we are bringing WYNNE along, our party has changed.
Indeed.
Morrigan, we since Morrigan's not a fan of it, we do just leave Morrigan here, which I kind of love knowing that she can't go back. She's just stuck here with Petra, Kenan, and the children. Probably not the best idea, seeing how she doesn't like mages, but she won't kill them, hopefully. Yeah, so this right here, this is the forever party. Just letting you guys know. This is our forever party. Morrigan disapproves by 3. Yeah, I knew she'd disapprove. I don't want to say that. I wish I could have gone back to, the thing where I was like, I've taken a decision. I think that's when I said the first time, is I've taken a decision. Blah, 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 blah. But, you know, whatever. But I believe, yeah, I've been recording for a while. It's almost like an hour. Granted, there's a lot that I have to cut out from earlier, but we are going to be leaving the video off there. When, thank you, appreciate it. We will be leaving off here. Thank you for watching this far. Oh no, wait, we got codexes. I just remembered that. I throw out that outro. We have codexes to read. So let us get to those codexes. Okay. And I just know, like, right now the video is at like sort of an hour, below an hour. Assuming that my calculation's right. I'm gonna read this, it's gonna be like 2 hours long. I just know my luck. Dereliction of duty. Oh no, that's not what it was. So as you can see, we got a new Watchguard of Reaching. I thought this was a different quest. The chaos on the tower has allowed an apprentice to stumble across something ancient and hidden. Okay. And then make this active. Yes, stubborn old mage WYNNE. She's the best. I just joined you with the hopes that you can save the circle. Okay. Ooh, this can be a while. Archdemon, Have-Red, Bear. No beast is more beloved by Dirthaman than the bear. When the world was new, Dirthaman gave one secret to each creature to keep. The foxes traded their secrets to Andraste for wings. The hares shouted theirs to the treetops. The birds sold theirs for gold and silver. Only the bears kept Dirthaman's gift deep within their dens. They slept the months away in the company of their secrets and nothing else. Gave one secret. Interesting. When Dirthaman discovered that what had been done with his gifts, he snatched the wings from the foxes, silenced the voices of the hares, then turned the birds into paupers. But the bears he honored for their steadfastness, transcribed from a Dalish tale, 9-8 Dragon. Maybe that's why bears are so feared in Dragon Age Inquisition. They're just using Dirthaman's skills. They're trying to kill Solus. We've discovered the reason why bears are so feared. That's a bit of like that's a bit of like fan lore that if you haven't played Inquisition you will not get. Normally it's almost unheard of for bears to attack travelers. They are in fact so shy and so inactive during the day that most people never encounter a bear at all. However, should a bear be provoked, they are remarkably dangerous. The normally placid seeming creatures become enraged and can strike massive blows with their paws, capable of knocking a man off his feet. Oh, I was like, when did we kill a bear? We killed a bunch in Lothering. Yeah. Wow. Okay. I should have predicted this. Okay. There was no word, for heaven or for earth, for sea or sky. All that existed was silence. Then the voice of the Maker rang out, the first word, and his word became all that might be. Dream and idea, hope and fear, endless possibilities. And from it made his firstborn, and he said to them, in my image I forge you, to you I give dominion. Over all that exists by your will, may all things be done. Then in the center of heaven he called forth a city with towers of gold, streets with music for cobblestones, and banners which flew without wind. There he dwelled, waiting, to see the wonders his children would create. The children of the Maker gathered before his golden throne, and sang hymns of praise unending. But their songs were the songs of the cobblestones. They shone with the golden light reflected from the Maker's throne. They held forth the banners that flew on their own. And the voice of the Maker shook the Fade, saying, in my image I have wrought my firstborn. You have been given dominion over all that exists. By your will, all things are done, yet you do nothing. The realm I have given you is formless, ever-changing. And he knew he had wrought amiss, so the Maker turned from his firstborn, and took from the Fade a measure of his living flesh, and placed it apart from the spirits, and spoke to it, saying, here I decree opposition in all things, for earth, sky, for winter, summer, for darkness, light. By my will alone is balance sundered, and the world given new life. And no longer was it formless, ever-changing, but held fast, immutable. With words for heaven and for earth, sea and sky, at last did the Maker from the living world make men immutable as the substance of the earth, with souls made of dream and idea, hope and fear, endless possibilities. Then the Maker said, "To you, my second-born, I grant this gift, and your heart shall burn an unquestionable flame, all-consuming and all-consuming and never satisfied. From the Fade I crafted you, and to the Fade you shall return, each night in dreams, that you may always remember me." And then the Maker sealed the gates of the Golden City, and there he dwelled, waiting to see the wonders his children would create. Eternities 5, 1-8. Like, these codexes are fucking awesome. Like, first off, this was triggering me slightly. I got a poetry class this semester, which is a struggle. But, so, like, just seeing the prose, I was like, oh gosh. But it's amazing. Like, it's well written. It's awesome. It's supposed to be sung, but I don't have a musical voice, so that shit ain't happening. We're just reading it like a poem. The Imperial Chantry. There are those who would tell you that the Chantry is the same everywhere as it is here. The divine in Valrayu reigns supreme in the eyes of the Maker, and that this fact is unquestioned throughout Thedas. Do not believe it. The Maker's second commandment, magic must serve man, not rule over him, never held the same meaning within the ancient Deventer Imperium as it did elsewhere. The Chantry here interpreted the rule as meaning mages should never control the minds of other men, and that otherwise their magic should benefit the rulers of men as much as possible. When the clerics of Deventer altered the chant of light to reflect this interpretation of the commandment, the divine in Valroyu ordered the clerics to revert to the original chant. They refused, claiming corruption within Valroyu, an argument that grew until, in 487 Towers, the Chantry in Deventer elected its own legitimate and uncorrupted divine, Valhall, who's not only male, but also happened to be one of the most prominent members of the Deventer Circle of the Magi. This black divine was reviled outside Deventer, its existence and offense to Chantry in Valroyu. Okay, that makes so much more sense, because... Sorry. Side tangent for people who've played Dragon Age Inquisition. In that game, also, spoiler, in case you don't want to know about Dragon Age Inquisition, in that game, though, you have a companion, Dorian Pavis, who was at a Deventer Circle. And I was like, when I read about that, I was like, why is a Deventer mage at a circle? Because there was a certain point that the Chantry was in Deventer. I thought that there was a split, like, after Andraste's death, there was the Chantry in Southern Thedas and the Chantry in Deventer. This makes a lot more sense, though. This makes so much more sense that it was once all one Chantry, and then it split. That makes a lot more sense. Okay. After 4 exalted marches to dislodge these rebels, all that the Chantry in Valroyu accomplished was to cement the separation. While most aspects of the Imperial Chantry's teachings are the same, prohibitions against magic have been weakened, and male priests have become more prevalent. The Circle of the Magi today rules Deventer directly, ever since the Archon Numaron was elected in 734, stormed directly from the ranks of the Enchanters, to great applause from the public. He dispensed with the old rules forbidding mages from taking part in politics, and within a century, the true rulers within the various imperial houses, the mages, took their places openly within the government. The Imperial Divine is now always drawn from the ranks of the First Enchanter and operates as Divine and Grand Enchanter both. Wait, was the Deventer Imperium beforehand not ruled by mages? I could have sworn it was. Is this all new? Damn, I'm learning so much. Okay. This is utter heresy to any member of the Chantry outside of Deventer. Return to the days of the Magisters, which brought the Blights down upon us, but it exists, and even though we have left the Deventer Imperium to the mercies of the dread Quinari, still they have endured. Further confrontation between the Black Divine and our so-called White Divine is inevitable. From Edicts of the Black Divine by Father David of Queternus, 811, Blessed. Maybe in Dragon Age 4, Dreadwolf. I don't... This is just sort of speculation. I doubt it was going to happen, but I don't know. Maybe our Divine will meet the Black Divine. It could happen. It could happen. It's a possibility. I don't think it will, but it'll be fun if they did. The Sacred Ashes of Andraste. Only one person witnessed Mafarath's betrayal, Havard the Aegis. A childhood friend of Mafarath, he accompanied his chief to the meeting with the Deventers, not realizing what was planned. He understood that Mafarath was giving Andraste over to be executed. Havard, unwilling to draw swords against his friend and liege, placed himself between Andraste and the Deventer soldiers. The Deventers struck him down, and Mafarath left him for the dead. Gravely wounded, Havard made his way to the gates of Minrathous to stop the execution. When he reached it, the terrible deed was already done. The armies on the plains lawns had dispersed. Havard, cursing his weakness, gathered the earthly remains of Andraste that had been left to the wind and rain, and wept. When his fingers touched the pile of ash, his ears filled with song, and he saw before him a vision of Andraste, dressed in cloth made of starlight. She knelt at his side, saying, "The Maker shall never forget you so long as I remember." The song faded and the vision with it, and Havard was alone. But his wounds were healed. With new strength, Havard took up the ashes of Our Lady and bore them back to the lands of the Almeri. Fearing that Mathras' supporters would defile them, Havard took the ashes of Andraste to a secluded place high in the mountains, and there he carved from the living rock an urn to hold them. Time passed, and the whereabouts of the urn faded from memory. Perhaps it was the Maker's will that only the most worthy should find his beloved's final resting place. Now we have only the legends, such as that of the Chevalier Lothair. Lothair. Woman, it's French. Lothair? Lothair? The Chevalier Lothair, maybe? Requested to find the urn to save his dying daughter, and either found it in time to cure her or returned 100 years after her death. The ballads end less than certain on that point. From Thetis Myths and Legends by Brother Genetivi. This is why them just rewarding us Havard's Aegis, which is a shield that Alistair's currently using for doing some quests in Lothering, is kind of weird to me. Like, I think it would have been cooler if you found the shield during the questline to go get Andraste's ashes. I think that would have made more sense instead of it just being something that you just sort of find laying around and yeah, like you just find it in Lothering. It's weird. I hope the Drydens. Okay. I really should have read these last episode. Or like, this is such a weird way to end the episode, but you know what? We gotta do it. In the years following the siege of Soldier's Peak, all those who carried the Dryden name were hunted by King Arlen's forces. Our noble Dryden name was smeared, and all the lands and holdings belonging to the Drydens were seized by the crown. The king feared that the rebellion started by Sophia would be kept alive by her loyal friends and family, and anyone with connections to the Drydens suffered greatly. It is little wonder, then, that the few remaining Drydens found themselves with no allies and nowhere to turn. Tobin Dryden, Sophia's brother and guardian of her young son, had no choice but to flee for Ferelden. Tobin bought passage to Antiva on a merchant vessel and traveled under the name Derosher. Once in Antiva, Tobin set about building a new, quiet life for himself and his nephew. He started a small business and eventually made a name for himself as a trader. The Derosher merchant family prospered, and the name Dryden was almost forgotten. However, in 815 Blessed, Sylvie Derosher uncovered old documents belonging to Tobin and pieced together the family's history. In her pride, and perhaps in her naivety, Sylvie reclaimed the name Dryden and returned to Ferelden. King Arlen lies dead, and the Dryden name lives on. Our family has survived, even thrived, since the death of Sophia Dryden. The nobles of Ferelden may still spit on the Dryden name, but we Drydens know that Sophia Dryden was greater than them, almost a queen and a hero of the people of Ferelden. From the personal files of Levi Dryden, merchant, who we met in the last episode, he gave us a quest. I really hope in Dragon Age 4 we get to go to Antiva. I'm kind of hoping that, like, I'll be okay if it is just Tevinter, and if we don't do, like, the whole weird, like, setup that it has in Dragon Age Inquisition, which is like, you know, hey, here's kind of, more or less, a bit of Ferelden and a bit of Orlais. Honestly, if that game was just all set in Orlais, I would have loved it. Instead of, like, how they sort of split it, like, I don't know. But that's a different standard. I would be fine if Dragon Age 4 is just set in Tevinter, but if we do get to see other places, and, for example, like, get to check out Antiva, I really hope that they have a reference to the Derosher family, because that would be cool. Character. Oh, God. Okay, we've read that. Knight Commander Greagoir. It is the innocent folk of Ferelden who matter. I would lay down my life and the life of any mage to protect them. Grim and taciturn, Greagoir has been Knight Commander of the Templar forces stationed at the Circle Tower for so many years that hardly anyone except the First Enchanter recalls that he is not simply part of the tower itself. First Enchanter Irving. There's no higher office in the Circle Tower than that of the First Enchanter. The one who holds this tower must not only be an able administrator, but also a mentor, leader, and a surrogate parent to all the mages of the tower. Irving has proved himself to be all these things with an added dose of cunning. Most apprentices know that little goes on in the tower that Irving does not know. He can soothe Templars angered by some childish magical prank at the same time that he lauds the pranksters, and everyone walks away satisfied. Interesting that he does not have a quote. It might be because we haven't met him. Sophia Dryden is Ferelden's light and her most brilliant jewel. Nothing on this earth can ever quench her fire. I don't know if I want to read this right now. I suppose we can. We will be dealing with the Dryden situation. Arlessa Sophia Dryden was the young Arlen's rival for the throne of Ferelden. Dryden was a strong and charismatic leader with much support from the Banor. When Arlen finally won the crown, Dryden refused to relent. She pushed her claim, was caught and accused of treason. Her sympathizers continued to support her, however. In order to appease them, Dryden was spared execution and forced to claim the Grey Wardens instead. Join. Dryden survived the joining and dazzled the Grey Wardens at Soldier's Peak with her leadership skills and charm. She eventually rose through the ranks to become the Warden Commander of Ferelden. Before Commander Dryden, the Grey Wardens were seen as a relic of an older time and a necessary drain on the nobles' coffers. Dryden, though, with her political connections, reinvigorated the Wardens and rapidly increased their numbers. In the meantime, King Arlen proved himself a devious king, willing to go to brutal lengths to silence his opponents. Arlen's reign of terror grew worse with each passing year, and some of the bands approached Commander Dryden in desperation, begging her to intercede. She agreed, and thus was the rebellion against King Arlen born. Arlen learned of the rebellion and took steps to end it. He publicly suspended all tithing to the Grey Wardens and declared that they were no longer welcome at Ferelden. Some of the Wardens, mindful that they were supposed to remain politically neutral, felt disgraced by Dryden's involvement in Ferelden's politics and left her side even as the king's forces lay siege to Soldier's Peak. The siege took months and ended with the death of Sophia Dryden from the personal files of Levi Dryden, merchant. And Arlessa Sophia Dryden is the reason why there are no more Grey Wardens. Is why, Ferelden's Grey Wardens are so small, is because it did not go well. Books and songs. Okay. Oh, it's so much. It's so much beautiful. Lore, beautiful. But so much. Born Lord Remy Vascal in 863 Blessed, the Black Fox was a dashing thief and a rogue who went on to inspire so many tales of his exploits that it is nearly impossible to determine today which are true and which are merely fabricated legend. Despite coming from nobility, he has become something of a hero of the common people. His initial exploits involved ridiculing the tyrannical and powerful lord of Val Cheval. Wearing a mask, he would appear in public and disrupt the lord's plans to the point that the lord angrily put a huge bounty on the life of this cunning fox. The origin of the nickname, which stuck. That the primary bounty hunter who took the job, Carlos, ended up becoming Remy's lifelong partner in crime, only after killing him several times, is one of the most popular tales told in taverns today. The story is often exaggerated to make Remy appear initially buffoonish, until Carlos appears so furious at the Black Fox's inexplicable ability to survive that the cunning Remy gains the upper hand, which impresses Carlos so much that the bounty hunter joins him. I was struck with that sentence. Oh, that's okay. After years of terrorizing the Lord's men and foiling his tax collectors, a favorite pastime of Remy's according to the Elysian commoners, Remy was supposedly betrayed by his lover, Savannah de Montfort. I know that last name. Savannah de Montfort. Because it's French, so we won't pronounce that last T. Montfort. I feel like that's a family that we meet in Inquisition. Savannah de Montfort, in some versions of the tale a mage of the circle no less, and captured. After more than a year of torture, Remy was rescued from prison by his compatriots, including a repentant Savannah, and together they escaped Orlais. In this period of Remy's adventurers, he appears almost everywhere in Thedas. As his legend grew, more innkeepers and merchants were happy to claim that the Black Fox had visited their village or establishment and performed some legendary feat. If the tales are to be believed, Remy led the Lord's men on a merry chase, became embroiled in political intrigue in Navarra, was hunted by the crows of Antiva, and then kidnapped by a powerful mage and Deventer. In each situation, Remy escaped death at the last moment, foiled the evildoer and improved life for the poor and downtrodden. Then, inevitably, he rejoined his band of adventurers and moved on to the next land. His companions Carlos and Servana, the wise dwarf Balak, the tempestuous knight Sir Clementis have each spawned their own individual legends over the years. They could totally make a game about the Black Fox. Like, it would be fun. And then they wouldn't have to deal with, like, modern lore. They could just sort of have it be its own thing. It could be a fun little game. So you already got the party there. You got a rogue. You got a mage with Servana. Bolek could be a rogue or a warrior. Carlos could also be both of them. And then you got a warrior with Clementis. Like, they could totally make a game. The stories all agree that, at some point, the Black Fox disappeared. He and his fellow adventurers voyaged into the heart of the Arlathan forest, seeking the sunken city of the elves, and never returned. Many more are the tales that expand on what ultimately happened to them in that forest, and postulate on how they could someday be rescued. The Adventures of the Black Fox by Gaston Giraud. Would it be Giraud? We're going to say Gaston Giraud. In 911 Dragon, so a couple years before. Oh gosh, so much. The First Blight, Chapter 1. Thedas is a land of fierce diversity, from the assassin princes of Antiva to the fated griffins of the Anderfells. But in my travels, I have found one tale that unites the people of this land. It is a story of pride and damnation, and although the telling differs, the essence of the tale remains the same. At the height of its power, the Tevinter Imperium stretched over much of Thedas, uniting the known world under the rule of tyrannical magisters. It is said that the old gods whom the magisters worshipped gave them the knowledge of blood magic, and the magisters used this forbidden power to cement their rule. The blood of elven slaves and humans alike ran down imperial altars to fuel magister greed. The tales of their excesses so horrifying that one can only be grateful that blood magic is prohibited today. But all that stands tall must eventually fall. Perhaps they foresaw their ruin, or perhaps their pride knew no bounds. Whatever the reason, the magisters dared to open a magical portal into the Golden City at the heart of the Fade. They sought to usurp the Maker's throne, long left unintended in the Golden City after the Maker turned his back on his creations. They would storm heaven itself with their power and become as gods. This is what the Chantry, in its oft-exercised tendency to understate, refers to as the second sin. According to most versions of the tale, the magisters did indeed reach the Golden City and walked into the home of the Maker, where no living being before them had dared, or been able, to tread. But humanity is not meant to walk in heaven. The magisters were wicked, and the magisters... I just totally lost my place, 1 minute. The magisters were wicked with pride and other sins, and their presence tainted the Golden City. What once was a perfect, holy citadel became a twisted home of darkness and nightmares. The magisters were expelled back through their gateway and cursed for their treachery. As the Golden City had been tainted, so were the magisters twisted and transformed to things of darkness, the very first of the Darkspawn. The Golden City, once a shining beacon at the heart of the Fade, became the Black City, a reminder of all that man's pride has caused. From the Tales of Destruction of Thedas by Brother Genitivi, Chantry Scholar. Okay, so I do wonder, they refer to this as the second sin. If my memory is correct, Andraste's death happened after the first Blight. Assuming my memory is serving me right, which it might not be right now. But I'm pretty sure the first Blight happened before Andraste's death. So that would mean that there's a first sin. And I don't know what the first sin is, because I would have expected that would be Andraste's death, but it can't be Andraste's death, so... I wonder what humanity's first sin was. It might have been Andraste's death. Controls, I don't need to see any of this. Quest related, okay. We've already read this. The Mages Collectives. Despite the loyalist grasp on the Mages' political community, many libertarians and Aquitarians have begun to see eye to eye with respect to the Chantry's role in a mage's daily life. A growing number of mages, particularly those whose magic never strays from the Maker's mandate, feel that the Chantry constant oversight is a burden upon their creativity and their very will, and one that hinders their ability to do their work. These mages, along with a number of hedge wizards who work their arts outside the Chantry's influence, have formed a shadow guild of sorts, a mages collective, wherein members can submit requests and have them seen to without judgment. This collective manages to work in relative secrecy, the members discreet and their clients anonymous. As of yet, this collective has seen no sanction from the Templars, and there has been no sign that its members are practicing magic of which the Maker would not approve. There is a dog barking at right outside my house, which hopefully OBS is not picking up. Apologies if it does. The dog is so obnoxious. Still practicing magic outside of the influence of the Chantry is a dream for some and a dangerous notion for others. Many believe that it is only a matter of time before the veil of secrecy is lifted and the Mages Collective is brought to swift and brutal justice. From a treatise on magic and politics by first Enchanter Sophia. Wrathguard of the Reaching. I'm telling you guys, it's a task like the summoning. Why else would lessons be cancelled? And then an outburst in the library with Uldred? An older tome fell to a page on the Reaching. I copied what I could before they pushed us out. Ritual note. A sword lowered, to strike through and ground. You can't tell me I wasn't supposed to see that. It's too convenient. I'm looking for more and you'd be smart to help. Gund. No, and stop asking. I'm not getting in trouble because of you again. I don't care what's in the basement, and neither do the senior magi. Everything is about Uldred and the upper floors. I don't know what you're digging up, but those tomes are way older than our lesson texts. An apprentice shouldn't touch them. Ritual note. The threads burned before a giant, spear raised. He stands alone, so whispers are known false. Nolan. Scribbled in corner. Don't need him. Owain knew Reaching. Owain. I feel like I know who Owain is. I'm trying to go through my head about all the mage characters. I feel like I know who Owain is. Maleficarum regrets. I won't go back. Let them hunt and dread finding me. But you, Melis, should not live this life. It would please me if you found a life in the Circle Tower. I left a few things there, mostly stolen from the enchanters. Sell them to fund a new path. The cache is in the study area. Middle alcove. Goodbye. Belgrus. Okay, so Belgrus, for those who didn't watch the Lothering episode, or the Lothering episode was long. So, you can't remember everything. There was a dead mage body. At the steps to the highway when we fight those darkspawn, there was a mage body, a Maleficarum body. This letter was on his body. The spot. Maker's wind, Darcy. I said I'd wait, but it's not just a disagreement. Uldred had abominations loose. One was in my mentor's robes. If you make it here, something's in the spot. May help you out. No point in hiding it from the senior mages now. And don't worry about Denry's usual fee for moving his bed. He's dead. Apprentice man. Well, that's unfortunate. But that is the end of the episode. Damn, that was a long time. I'm really dreading looking at how long this recording is. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video, do leave a like, as always. And I'll see you guys in the next video.